powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jay Kohn. Janelle is off this evening. President Trump is celebrating victory today after the Supreme Court's landmark decision this morning to uphold a third version of his travel ban. The state of Hawaii, which led the challenge, argued that the administration's ban was biased against Muslims. Angelica Alvarez tonight has the latest for us on today's Supreme Court ruling.
No hate, no fear. Muslims are welcome here.
Protesters from coast to coast rallied on the streets Tuesday following the Supreme Court's decision to uphold President Trump's travel ban.
It codifies religious prejudice rooted in bigotry and will be viewed as a grave injustice.
The latest version of the policy, which took effect in December, applies to 5 mostly Muslim countries and also affects North Korea and Venezuela.
A tremendous success, a tremendous victory for the American people.
Writing for the conservative majority, Chief Justice John Roberts said the travel ban was squarely within the scope of presidential authority to protect national security and says nothing about religion.
We have to make sure that we vet people coming into the country. We know who's coming in.
The landmark 5-4 ruling divided the justices along ideological lines. President Trump's own nominee to the court, Neil Gorsuch, helped tip the scales.
It's un-American to do what has been done.
While Democrats were united against the decision, most Republicans defended it.
The court rightly concluded that the president has full constitutional and statutory authority to defend this nation.
Justice Sonia Sotomayor issued a scathing dissent in the case, saying the decision ignored President Trump's animus against Muslims. Previous versions of the ban were struck down by lower courts as illegal or unconstitutional. Angelica Alvarez, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
And the administration maintains that the countries on the list lack proper screening and security measures for people who are trying to get into the United States. Elsewhere on Capitol Hill, the U.S. Senate debating its version of the 2018 Farm Bill. Montana senators say so far this measure contains plenty of good news for Montana farmers and ranchers. Republican Steve Daines spoke with Montana reporters over the phone today about the status of the bill and its progress. He says the Senate hopes to get it passed by next week, setting up a House-Senate panel that will try to hammer out a final version by summer's end. Daines says the bill in the Senate includes crop insurance, a sugar program, funding for ag research stations, plus authority for states to legalize hemp as an agricultural commodity. Democrat John Tester says this measure will be a strong safety net for farmers, especially, he says, in the face of new tariffs that are causing uncertainty.
I think the Senate Farm Bill does a couple things really well. It provides a safety net for times when Mother Nature deals a drought upon us and helps when prices are low in the market. This is particularly important right now because of the tariff conversation, potentially driving prices down at the farm gate. And then the Senate bill also provides food for kids who are hungry, which I think is really important. So I look forward to the Senate bill passing this week, giving farmers the kind of certainty that they need in agriculture.
Senator Daines says he is sure there will be many amendments proposed in the Senate, but isn't sure which of those might muster the amount of votes needed. U.S. Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zinke will be in Billings tomorrow, meeting with Mayor Bill Cole and the City Council. Now, the meeting tomorrow will focus on the Payment in Lieu of Taxes program, known as PILT. The PILT program is federal payments to local governments that help offset the potential to collect property taxes on government property. It's an annual payment that local entities have to count on to meet their budgets. Last year, this program was funded at more than $500 million nationwide. In Helena today, supporters of Initiative 186 used a boat to deliver copies of signatures to the state capitol in an effort to show the overwhelming support for this proposed ballot measure that would increase regulations on mining permits. I-186 organizers say they have gathered 45,000 signatures, nearly 20,000 more than required to qualify this measure for the November ballot. If passed, I-186 would require the Montana DEQ to deny a permit for any new hard rock mine unless it can prove it will not require perpetual treatment of polluted water.
I think, based on previous mining history and kind of corporate responsibility, a lot of people are justifiably concerned.
Opponents of Initiative 186 say it is unnecessary and only exists to tie up the mining industry in endless litigation. They claim if the initiative passes in November, it could deter potential investment in any new mining operation. Last night at a marathon session, the Billings City Council approved a $320 million budget for the coming fiscal year. Here's among the takeaways in that new budget: a new 3-year collective bargaining agreement for police and fire personnel. Also, the council agreed to spend $2 million of its reserve funds to begin improvements on Centennial Park, located on the city's west end. Centennial will be the first new park development in Billings in more than 3 decades. And the council also agreed to levy the maximum amount of mills allowed under the city's charter. Those taxes will be used to offset the loss of revenue from city franchise fees, currently the subject of a court challenge. Mayor Bill Cole told me today the bottom line is the cost of local government is going up, but says this new 3-year collective bargaining agreement gives this budget important stability moving forward.
We also locked in agreements with the police department, the police officers, and the fire department. So that's a big deal, and they're going to get 2.9% increases each year for the next 3 years. And that's about what inflation is. It might even be a little bit less than what they predict for inflation. Of course, we don't know what that's going to be, but for most city employees in those departments, that will be the only increase they will see because they're already at their maximum level of seniority.
Tomorrow, the mayor will present the annual State of the City address at the City County Luncheon, scheduled to begin at 11:30 at the Northern Hotel. And also, County Commissioner John Ostlund will present the State of the County address. On to the weather scene tonight. Bob McGuire is joining us. And the 4th, Bob, just around the corner, and we're all excited to see how the rest of the summer will play out.
Well, we know spring was very wet, and now it looks like summer's not going to be quite as wet. Let me show you. It's our 3-month forecast. This is the way summer's going to shape up for us. Now, you'll notice here, Billings, our average high temperature throughout the entire summer is 83.1 degrees, but you'll notice in the Pacific Northwest, it's going to be a little bit warmer than normal this year, and here in the Billings area, probably also a little bit warmer than normal. It's also going to be warmer than normal in New England and other places like that. Along the Gulf Coast, they'll be probably a little bit wetter than normal in some places, but you'll notice also see some wet weather across New England and also right through the 4 corner states, right up and through Wyoming. But here in the Billings area, we are expecting to see, well, on average, 4.19 inches of precipitation. We have equal chances of getting that, so it'll either be a little drier or a little wetter than normal. I think it's just going to be right around normal for us as we take a look at precipitation this summer. Let's go back to Jay.
All right, thank you, Bob. Well, as of today, we are just 1 week away from the 4th of July holiday. That, of course, means fireworks are for sale. City of Billings officials, though, are quick to remind folks about the laws that affect fireworks sales and possession. Now, historically, it's been against the law to use and possess fireworks within the city limits of Billings. Fire Chief Bill Rath says that ban is primarily due to safety reasons and because he says there's a potential for a devastating fire in an urban setting where a chain reaction fire is possible. And as for possessing fireworks, well, the city has a zero-tolerance policy.
You cannot sell them within the city limits of Billings, and you cannot use them within the city limits of Billings. And if you possess them, that is also a part of the code. So it's illegal to even possess them. So technically, to go into the county and buy them and to bring them back into the city, using or possessing, they're still both violations of city policy. You'll still see a number of fireworks going off. Very, very challenging for the law enforcement to actually enforce that, but they do enforce it. So, you know, you never know where that patrol car might be lurking, and see that, again, zero tolerance.
George Richenbach of Billings has been selling fireworks for more than 4 decades. He tells us his father got into the business at age 16 when he noticed an ad in Boys Life magazine. Richenbach says he understands the concern with fireworks in the city, but feels the laws could be tweaked to help out those who want to enjoy fireworks and for those responsible for enforcing the laws.
You know, it wouldn't hurt the city of Billings to enact a law that lets them shoot fireworks off in the city limits from, say, on July 3rd and July 4th for 6 till midnight or something. You know, it cut down on a lot of problems and extra manpower for the police department to try to go around and catch people because they're going to do it anyway, you know. And you know, I can see their point, but I can't see the point where some lady gets fined $100 for lighting off a little sparkler for a 3-year-old daughter.
Just a reminder, the Rimrocks will be closed to the public over the 4th of July holiday this year. Last year, of course, the fire department tested the waters, opening up the rims over the 4th, but even though there were no major incidents, fire department officials say closing off the rims is in the city's best interest. Still ahead on tonight's 10 o'clock news, this Montana man isn't keeping his secret to living off the grid in the dark any longer. Stick around in a moment. We'll check out his story. In the infinite space of the internet, Last Best News still found its home in Montana, but now after 4 years, it'll be signing off for the last time. And in sports, who wants to arm wrestle? Stay away from this guy. Scott shows us how Q2's Athlete of the Week is headed to Turkey for the World Championships.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Kohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is